in the New York, they call it the hush money trial. It's not hush money. There's a non-disclosure agreement, which is 100% completely legal. But as this was not filed in that non-disclosure agreement trial, President Trump versus E. Jean Carroll, the allegation was made that President Trump had misclassified a payment to Carroll under a non-disclosure agreement. And that agreement was made and said, here, I'm going to pay you this much money just to keep quiet about this story, whether it is alleged actual behavior, alleged behavior, whatever. A lot of times whenever more wealthy people are charged with some type of allegation or somebody threatens to go public with something, they'll say, look, there's nothing to this, but you know what? It's going to cost me $1 million to litigate it. It's going to cost me $200,000 to pay this person to just shut up and go away. So I'll be money ahead and energy ahead, just pay the $200,000, even though I did not do anything wrong. So what the prosecution argued that this non-disclosure payment was a campaign contribution, because it was going to be something that would help enable President Trump to be elected. So this was a misdemeanor violation that had the underlying state statute had a statute of limitations had expired, but the New York legislature opened a 1-year window to allow sexual assault cases to be filed. This window just coincidentally happened to coincide with the 2024 presidential election season. I'm sure that was just an accident, but the prosecutor, Alvin Bragg in this case, had elevated this to a felony, which brought it into federal court, and by stating that it was a federal campaign law violation. Even though this had already been investigated fully by the FEC, the Federal Election Commission, they passed on it, said there's no violation here, even though the previous New York prosecutor in the Southern District, Cyrus Vance, had looked at this and said no law had been violated here. Alvin Bragg obviously, campaigned on, I'm going to get President Trump, so elect me. Well, he was elected, and so then he filed this case. But Alvin Bragg never ever specified the underlying federal statute that was allegedly violated that brought this to a felony. And so this again is a violation of this indictment clause. And I would argue, just like with the unreasonable searches and seizures, unfortunately this will continue to happen in our lawfare environment until these prosecutors that violate our constitutional rights are disbarred, face penalty, or thrown in jail.